Hey, everybody. Want to welcome you to the next episode of COVID Chats. Introduce you to my good friend, Chris Gray here. He's the owner of Gambit Construction. Chris, thanks for joining me this afternoon.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, so can you just share with everybody a little bit about Gambit, who they are, and the customers and clients you guys serve?
Yeah, of course. So, like I said, I'm an owner here at Gambit Construction. We've been doing it for almost 10 years. Our primary business is the multifamily renovation industry. So, primarily, our customers are going to be what you're going to see is management companies that own a portfolio of apartment complexes in the Houston area, as well as even the individual owners that own apartment complexes as well. So, what I always like to say is that generally, just like owning a house or an apartment complex, it's going to need maintenance. It's going to need work. People flip houses the same way they flip, or some people flip apartment complexes the same way they flip houses. And we're the general contractors that they partner up with to go and do the construction work.
Okay. All right. So you guys, project managers, estimators, really the GC of that kind of work. Is that right?
Yeah, so we're a complete 100% turnkey. We go in, we can do the early due diligence with the customer early in the project. But just like you said, we'll estimate the project, we'll manage the project from start to finish. 100%, everything's done here in-house.
So in light of COVID-19, I know a lot of your team works in the field as well as in the office. How has day in the life of your company sort of shifted in the last 4 or 5 weeks?
It's been interesting. I'd say we've adapted very well. You're right. I'd say about 80% of our workforce is already working remotely. Our estimators and our project managers are primarily in the field anyway. So they've transitioned easily, but our office staff in here, obviously their health and their safety was a concern. So when we saw what was coming, we kind of got together as a team and realized how we were going to have to delegate the work from home. Quickly partnered up with our IT guys and made sure that the girls, when we sent them home with laptops, that they had access to the OneDrive, they had access to QuickBooks and the files and everything that we needed to do, so that then when they are home, we don't drop the ball. Business still continues. Estimates are still getting sent out. Invoices are still being sent. Projects are still being set up. Subs and employees and vendors and everybody's still getting paid. So, I mean, ultimately, I'm very proud of our team. We've executed it very well. We've adapted very well. And for the most part, it's been business as normal, with the exception that the office is empty.
So what about your customers? I know y'all are pretty big on meeting with them at job sites, walking around with them. Have they gone hands off? Y'all doing anything virtual with them?
We haven't done it virtual yet. We're proactive because a lot of different customers were sending out different protocols on what their business continuity plan was. So we wanted to make sure that when we are reaching out to our customers, we're following their guidelines. I would say our customers have been very good about the business continuity plan, and anything basically on the interior side of projects have been put on hold for obvious reasons. But I'm happy to say on the exterior side, we're staying busy on the exterior projects. Have we done any kind of virtual meetings? No. It's basically still business as normal. We just meet on site. We just don't go in the leasing office or the clubhouse because they're closed. We obviously practice the 6-foot social distancing when we walk the project. We don't shake hands at the end of the meeting, and then everybody gets in their trucks and we throw an elbow or we bump a boot, and we have our meeting. We take our notes, and it's been pretty good. I've actually been really surprised on how responsive customers have been with continuing wanting to work and willingness to meet on site, as long as we don't go inside any kind of facility and keep our distance.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about maybe the industry as a whole. I know you're plugged into the happenings of the apartment industry, the multifamily industry. What are some of the trends that you're seeing? Are jobs going to slow up in Q2, Q3, Q4, or people kind of in wait and see mode? What's your take on the industry right now?
So I've kind of had mixed things. Some owner groups that we've talked to, the owners are just full blown. They're ready to go to work. They actually want to take advantage of this opportunity because, take for example, they're closing down leasing offices, which means nobody's working in them. But the upside to that is the leasing office is empty, and now's a great time to remodel it. So before, when things are, normal, that leasing office has got a bunch of staff in there. There's a bunch of tenants coming in there, potential renters and stuff coming in there. So we have to work around that. We have to make it safe. But in this situation, it's empty, and we can get to go in there for 8, 9, 10 hours a day and just take over the place and get this remodel done. So in that aspect, they're excited about it. On the other side, like any kind of trends, like I've been wanting to follow up with my customers a lot on what their rent collections are, because obviously if they don't collect the rents, then they can't pay for the projects and they put that stuff on hold.
Yeah.
So what I've been following and what I've read, like on a national level, April versus March, I've seen and read that there's probably been about a 12% decrease in rent collections. The big question that everyone's going to be worried about is what's May going to do. May is going to be a huge month to see how people are responding on how they're paying rents. And then here locally, with some of the owners that I've talked to, they said some properties are about trending at like 50% collection rate, anywhere to like 85% on the high side. That's all depending on where the community is in the Houston market. They estimated probably about 75%. They feel like they're going to hit above target for April, so that was positive. But long-term effects,
good.
I definitely see. I think they're going to draw back. They're going to be a little bit hesitant until we see how long this is going to be impacted.
You think anything is going to change permanently as far as social distancing, PPE, any of that stuff on the site going forward?
Construction-wise, I don't know. Honestly, I don't see it sticking after we get through it. I can definitely see on the ownership side, on the apartment ownership side of it, I definitely see them taking advantage of the transition shift of people's habits. And I see a lot of more virtual tours going on. I see a lot of marketing and advertising on social media, highly pushing and promoting for tenants to go in and fill out the application online, that you don't have to come into the office, that we can take care of all this remotely. I've even seen some management companies that are pushing virtual reality now to do their tours. So I definitely see it having a bigger impact on the way the owners interact with their potential customers long-term for this.
Yeah, that makes sense. You never want to lose momentum with engaging with your customers, and now's the time to get creative for sure. So I get that.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
So I know that you guys, top to bottom of your organization, spend a lot of time on your core values, and nothing like a crisis to test the core values and whether or not they can stand the test of times. Any one or two of your values that you feel like the team has really gravitated towards and held on to during all this disruption?
It's actually a funny question. It's a good question. So every quarter we try to pick one of our company values, one of our 7 company values that we want to concentrate on. First quarter was safety, and it was great. Second quarter, before any of this hit, we actually picked communication to be one of our core values that we wanted to really emphasize and get better at. With the communication, it was communication to our customers. Well, then COVID-19 comes and it kind of throws a wrench in everything. But the way I look at it is, this is no better time to reach out and communicate to our customers. So we need to let them know what we're doing. We're ready. We're prepared. We're here working for them. When a lot of maybe other companies might be retreating just to survive, but yet we're almost doubling down on our customers and reaching out and increasing our communication to them. So I think that's actually been it's just been a great value to concentrate on while all this is going on. And we're really excited about the results it's going to produce once we get past this whole COVID stuff and we move forward. The next company value that I think is really playing a part to it, and it's something we always concentrate on 12 months out of the year, is our last one. It's called it's called the Gambit way. And that's basically just the way what I like to say is protect this house and the way we take care of our own people. And that's truly been coming up with the things that we put in place about protecting our employees, giving them the flexibility of working from home, making sure the guys in the field have the tools and the resources that they need to be safe. So I'd definitely say communication and just the way the Gambit way, the way we, take care of ourselves, our family here at the office has been two good values that's worked out.
I love it. That's great. Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate, the conversation. It's great sort of getting a feel for, this particular segment of the construction industry. I think they're probably all closely related, and sounds like everybody's in a bit of deal with the now, but wait and see on the long term. And it was good to kind of hear that there's hope on the other side of this, at least from y'all's perspective. But before I let you go, I need one good COVID-19, working from home, remote teams, here's how I stay sane tip.
So if you work out, you got to keep working out, stay in your routine. It's been working for me. Two, you got to put pants on every day, real pants. You got to put on a collar shirt every day. Clothes do make you feel better. So that's the second one. A third one that I'd say to stay sane is you got to turn off the news. I think way too much news. We live in a life cycle now where it's a 24-hour news cycle, and it's always breaking news. It's always an emergency. So I'd say turn off the news, turn on the radio, listen to some music or something. You can catch your news at the end of the day, get your 15, 30 minutes of like the highlights. But me personally, I think it's unhealthy to keep the news on in the background all day. Take advantage of this time to play with your kids while you're working from home. Mine are young. I got a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old. So I enjoy taking little breaks and going outside with them and capturing those moments. So those are my pieces.
I love it. It's ironic that we all have to social distance, but to a T, everybody I talk to says they've actually used this to connect in a totally different way with, the people they care about. So whether it's more FaceTime with grandparents who live in another city, or spending time with their kids at home. So I love it.
Yeah, it's been good. Excited to get through it. Looking forward to the future. I think it's going to be good.
Awesome. Well, hey, say hi to your crew. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll catch up soon.
Will do. Thanks, Ben.
All right. Thanks, man.